Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your next comedian, Jeff Hobbs. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, thank you, everybody. But I have some unfortunate news. I went to see the doctor recently, and he told me I contracted hyperbole. I asked how bad it was, and he said it's the worst condition anybody's ever faced in the history of the universe ever. Hello, everybody. As they said, my name is Jeff Hobbs, and when they told me I'd be doing a showcase set, I thought I got the job on Deal or No Deal. But this is fine, too. You know, I come from a broken home, which is ironic given my father's a carpenter. And my mother was a carpenter. I never really cared for their music, though. When I was in college, I was in a cover band. We mostly did album covers, though. The memory foam soles in my shoes told me I was gaining weight. And who would know better than them, so I tried to go on a diet. I was going to only eat fish, no more meat. But I did strike up a compromise with my dietitian where every now and then, on my cheat days, I would eat a pelican. You know, I went to the riverbank to make a withdrawal of one fish. But it turned out to be a fishing scam. Hope you like fish jokes, folks, because we got another one. You know, the expression fish out of water and waiting on bated breath mean the same thing when you think about it. Something to think about. Okay. You know, at Thanksgiving, I always insist on stuffing the turkey myself. I mean, it only makes sense. I am the taxidermist in the family. I would go door to door, offering to show people what their pets would look like if they were stuffed. I guess the free sample model isn't optimal for all professions, but you can. I tie a string around my finger to help me remember things. But I forgot my booty call because there were no strings attached. I forgot why I was crossing the road. And then it hit me. I was trying to catch a bus. And then it hit me. Okay. For his birthday, my dad asked for fingerless gloves. So I got him a pair of mittens. They were second-hand mittens. I still have to get him the first hand. Okay. I am sponsoring a child in Africa. And I'm proud of him for getting sober. I went to a self-checkout. And I looked great. I was buying an oscillating fan. At least I was trying to. When I got it home, it turned out to only cool one spot at a time. I accidentally bought an isolating fan by mistake. What the fuck is that? I bought a house on a street corner. Then I put in a second front door on the other side. Now I have two addresses, and I don't know how I live with myself, folks. Okay. I saw a sign that said, "Watch your head." And I walked into a pipe trying to. I wanted to see the new Kids movie. But I didn't want people to see a grown adult just going in to see a kids movie by himself. So I snuck in, disguised as one kid in a trench coat. When I was a kid, I found a large mouse in my bed. I panicked. And I ran to my mother's room and I told her. She said I could stay with her for the rest of our vacation. And we never went back to Disney World. I was going to work when someone flagged me down. So I began to land. And when I got out of my plane, they were looking for directions to the mall. They said our city's kind of laid out like a maze and they couldn't figure it out. So I suggested that the best thing to do would be to put a hand on a wall and follow that wall until they get to where they're going. No? Nobody? Okay. My watch stopped. So I can only tell the time twice a day. My friend asked me what time it was and I said, ask me again in 2 hours. I was on the jury for a trial where a man had stolen a mountain of sand 1 grain at a time. And it was our job to find out when it became grand larceny. Just something to think about. I had my identity stolen, so I took it back. But I couldn't convince the judge it really was me, so I got charged with identity theft. I also got charged with impaired driving. I was sitting on my girlfriend's lap. Ex-girlfriend. She was into astrology, and she said we weren't compatible. After all, I was born in October, and she was sleeping with an astronomer. All witches drive stick. Okay. I was a tour guide at the Museum of Relativity, so I could only talk about the exhibits in relation to one another. You know, this exhibit is relatively important if you compare it to that one, but rather insignificant compared to this one. They gave me a badge that said, a very important person with an asterisk, and under that asterisk it said, compared to you. And then I went to the relative convention, and it was good to see all my cousins again. I believe in manifesting destiny. So I bought a tandem bicycle in the hopes that the universe would give me someone to ride it with. Instead, I met a magician who offered to cut it in half. Thank you very much. I've been Jeff Hobbs. Have a good night.